just wanted to do a quick video. The last time I did this video, it was 25 minutes. So I'm going to try to break it down into smaller increments by doing subjects, trying to focus more on individual things in each of the videos. So my name's Rebecca Martin. I was homeschooled from 6th grade until, well, for 4 years, so 10th. And I then went to get my GED and went right to community college. I'm a single disabled mother of 2, a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I built a curriculum for them with the stimulus packet. And I'm doing the book method. So I'm doing a curriculum that I pieced together with books. So I'm not doing the online. We do have online elements. We're going to be doing some, which I'll link below. And of course, you know, all of the documentaries out there. We're just gonna get them all in. So if you are choosing to do the online course through the school systems, good for you. Go for it. Hopefully there will be people that are here to support you, feel welcome. I hope everyone feels welcome. I'm kind of hoping to create a neutral zone where no matter what your race, creed, who you're voting for, no matter what, you're welcome, you are loved, you are here. You know, neutral territory here. You know, this is to support guardians and parents who are now teachers, and on top of all the many hats you wear, or whoever is tutoring or teaching your children this year, support for families, and myself. I need support as well to get us through those hard times, because there's going to be moments in this journey where you feel like you're making your kid an idiot. It's just simple as that. You're going to feel like your kid is going to be an idiot and it's your fault. It's not true. You know, that's not true. And it's probably an indicator that you're right on point and you're doing really good. But without that perspective and without somebody to bounce that off of, that feeling can overwhelm, you know, in a time when everything is overwhelming. I have many years of experience of standing on shifting sand, trying to build things up and watching them crumble. This may be new to many of you, this situation, and frightening. And I'm here to say you're going to get through this. Like, I really have faith that you're going to get through this, regardless of your situation right now. And I feel like I have an authority to say that, seeing as I have lived through many situations. You know, poverty being a large one, a consistent one. No, right now I'm raising 2 children, one at 1/3 the poverty level, and that's only been for 4 years. Before that, it was less. So yeah. I have a knowing, and I hope to share and support you and receive support and hear your stories through this journey. That being said, and being established, I've written notes so that I don't droll on. So, in my experience, I started at 6th grade. I was taken out of school when my school lost accreditation. And it was discovered that I had a 2nd grade reading level in 6th grade. They just kept passing me. You know, my comprehension of the verbally communicated things was above level. However, I could not read to save my life. My reading goal, and they kept making me read out loud, which was just soul crushing because I couldn't, and it was embarrassing. So that wasn't really encouraging me to want to read. Within the first year, my mother being the lit lover that she is, lit major that she is, I got my reading level up to 6th grade within the first year. And that was not just based on her curriculum and work with me, but also because I fell in love with a series of books and I had the time to read them. So I definitely encourage finding a series of books, even if it's like, I don't know, The Warriors, you know, I just picked a random series that we love, which is a cat series, a series of cats that is very interesting, by Hunter, I believe. You know, even if it's something that is fantasy or horror or, you know, sports, there's sports books out there, there's, you know, whatever interests your kid, there's a series out there, and let the kids just gobble them up. You know, so my reading level got up to 6th grade within a year, and the second year it surpassed my reading level. I just once I unlocked the ability to read, I really ran with it. There was a lot of pushback from the school district when we started homeschooling. A lot of pushback. There wasn't as many rights as there are now, and policies were not supportive of it. It was looked sort of societal rejects, if we, like, for lack of a better word. We're not going to have that pushback. This is because of a pandemic. So I feel like the school systems and the districts are going to support this and not try to force us to stop. And I think that is a really big change, because when those policies changed about 2 years in, with a lot of work from a lot of people, as homeschooling became more popular in Massachusetts at the time, it loosened up, it relaxed the school experience for us. So in the first couple of years, it was very rigid, really trying to mimic that 9 to 3 kind of structure, sitting at the table and stuff. And so after about 2 years of trying to structure it very similarly to school, when the pressure let up and we'd proven ourselves, you know, that we can do this, things relaxed. And so we stopped taking, for the third year, we stopped in the third year, not for the third year. In the third year, we decided to take a break, our summer break, before Christmas. So the structure of the year changed. We worked through the summer, and then took a break before Christmas, the whole month, to do handicrafts. We were pretty poor at the time, so we had this love of handicrafts, of art and stuff. So we hand sewed all the Christmas ornaments and, you know, and gifts and stuff. So that was the first structure that kind of changed. The second thing that changed is we realized that it doesn't have to be at the table at a desk. I actually did my best work in a pillow pile in the corner. You know, reading and things like that. We kids learned that we had a lot of power, personal power, in our learning. And we'd also learned that when we slack off, or we try to be slick, you know, when we're trying to get away with, like, oh yeah, I did that lesson, it actually hurt us and made us have to work harder. We learned that naturally, natural consequences, you know, like if you skip a section of math, you're not going to be able to build, you know, for instance. You're not going to be able to build because it's like, it's a brick house, you can't miss a layer, you know. So we learned those through natural consequences. We learned, you know, and then we learned that if as long as we got through the material, it didn't matter what the structure looked like. Okay, as long as we were able to prove by essay, by quiz, or verbally, or all three, depending on what the subject is, really communicate an understanding of the curriculum, an understanding of the subject matter, then we were golden. And I remember one year, we figured out, you know, my mom had set up this whole curriculum, a whole year's worth of curriculum, and we blew through it We blew through it within like the first 3 months. The whole year's worth of stuff, we just ate it right up. And she was left with, okay, what do we do now? What now? So we just left that block open. So say it was history. I think it was history or science. We could communicate it, that we learned all of the subject matter, you know, and communicate it in several different ways, and there was no need to continue it. So we then were able to keep within subject, but branch out into what is interesting. What was interesting about it? What would you want to learn more about? And very loosely, but self-driven. And so that space looked different, you know. So we're going to talk about, this moves me into structure, which is during the school year, I took the stimulus packet and built a curriculum. And so we've sort of been delving into that little by little over the summer with no, I mean, we're bored. It hasn't had consequences any more than anything else has at this time of year. I mean, with this experience of pandemic and loss and uproar and also doldrum, everything that it involves. So, you know, the structures can be loose. Each child is different in their needs. So your child and your family might need that set structure. So we do these subjects until noon, we break for lunch, and then we do those subjects until 3. You may need to keep the routine of school in some way, and that's fine. Others might be, you get up in the morning, you eat breakfast, you hit 3 subjects, and then the rest of the day is free, you know, and then the next day is the other subjects. Might be morning and night. Now, my eldest is not a morning person, okay, he's a teenager. But my son's not a morning person, so we don't start the day until after lunch for him. And his best time of year, of day, for reading comprehension is before bed. So a couple hours before bed, we'll hit those chapters that are necessary, and then the schoolwork during the day. You know, the sort of quizzing or comprehension questions. Did you comprehend the material that you read? We'll do that the next day. And that works for us, you know, for him. Whereas my youngest, he's very rearing to go the second he wakes up. So he eats breakfast and we go right into phonics, right into math. And we get those done, and then he like relaxes, and it makes him feel accomplished, you know, and then the other subjects can be worked in afterwards, very organically. And so 2 different kids, different styles, you know, also different ages, vastly different ages. And has a lot more subject matter to deal with, to cover this year. So we're gonna see how that goes, you know. Also, it's so hard to pick history for 8th grade because there's so many things to explore. So I just bought a bunch of history books, and we're gonna see what we can cover, and also where his interests are. To go a little more into supporting who they are as a person, you know. I was able to have a lot of time, like I said, with the crafts, and that art was just something that I thrived with, and that kept me going, still to this day. So taking this time, having this time alone, especially if you can unplug. I'm not trying to be pushy, and I'm not nosy, because Lord knows we are watching way more, you know, online and television and whatever than ever before. I'll just put it that way. Than I like or recommend. But you know, you do what you do to get through. So no judgment there. I'm just saying that being bored is a really important part of development, and we shouldn't be afraid of that. That's all. Yeah, as far as physical education, we walked everywhere. We didn't have sometimes we were a 2-car family, sometimes we weren't. and that walking is great. It's good for the body. We were meant to do it with bipedal for a reason. Biking, we had paper routes back then. Like, it seems like you're talking about the 1950s when you say that now, but no, it was the 90s, 80s and 90s. So paper routes, and then we did Taekwondo. Yeah, Taekwondo was awesome. We've got, you know, I'm sharing with my children those skills that I developed. I'm not a black belt by any means, but, you know, I know how to throw a kick. So like different dance zooms that we're participating with when my body can. We also do Cosmic Kids. I'll link all this below, whatever I've got, you know, and please share what you're doing too. You know, Cosmic Kids is a yoga for younger children. We all do it, you know, it's a little fast paced. Do Qigong. See, we would play like lava on the floor or cat and mouse, or naturally we just play these things as children, and so I'm just bringing that experience back in, you know, building, making little obstacle courses where you have to do different things and stuff. And you know, it's not like a CrossFit type regiment, you know. And we've all lost a little stretch in our legs over the last couple of months. We've been more idle, actually, than ever, going through some stuff. But yeah, it's not. That's what I'm trying to do, is just share what we're doing, what's working. We also got swings, because we can't go to the park, so we got swings for the house. Just little things. You can always, I think you can just bring your disinfectant wipes and wipe down a swing if you have to. I don't know. So that's my experience, a little bit of my experience of homeschooling, hopefully to familiarize you more. And we're going to go more in depth with that soon. Comment below if you would like to be part of our group, if you would like Zoom, to join a Zoom, so we can all talk and get to know each other, or if you want me to do some more videos like this, and resource sharing. Tell me what you're doing. Say hi. PM me. I've just figured out where my messages are, my message requests. So now that I know that, I'll be looking at that more often, and yeah, so I'll be able to catch your private messages. All right, take care, stay safe.